Let's start with that sense of yearning and what it is that wants an end to the suffering. That's a little different for all of us coming into this seeking mode. For one reason or another, we find ourselves in life going, what I've been doing hasn't worked, and maybe this will. So we have this sense of a doer who's been doing, but maybe doing the wrong thing. And maybe that's the problem. And maybe if I could just wake up or get enlightened or just be blissful all the time or raise my vibes, there's got to be a solution to the problem of me, which is what's at the root of why I'm suffering and why I am not happy. And this is a beautiful thing. This is the thing that's suffering starting to ask for help. It's the addict reaching out. Yet, at first, we don't really see it that way. It feels like there's something wrong that needs fixing. That's because the actual sense of self that is longing for this different state is something we experience moment to moment by using the mind and the heart and then sort of locking them in place with a sense of doership. So the mind is just a part of the senses we're equipped with as a human. When we pop out, we have 5 physical senses and the mind, thinking. Well, we tend to prioritize the sense of thinking as being the one that is me. We don't ever feel like I am what I touch. But we certainly get the impression that these thoughts are mine. This is about me. They are coming from me, about me. I can reflect on them as me. So when we look at that kind of split nature of the thinker, the mind-identified sense of self, I liken it to, it's like the junkie and the dealer. If you can imagine that the junkie is the dealer really is what the mind gets co-opted as. Oh, here, that hurts? We can fix that. I got something for you. I know how to fix that. We can take care of that. And the heart says, I hurt. This is painful. I don't want this. And so the sense of self works together, talking to itself. We all have, most of us anyway, some people don't experience this, but we have that experience of talking to ourselves. Well, who is that? It's kind of like this dealer and this junkie. And they're just working together to try to get over this sense of how do I deal with this pain that I don't want. I want a different experience. I want a different state. And that's what that whole relationship is about, changing states. So the dealer gives the junkie something that changes their state and they're happy. That relationship becomes addictive. And we do the same thing with experience. We think we are our experiences, we are our thoughts, we are our feelings. So we're experiencing these feelings in the heart, and we play these subtle tricks on ourselves. We start to say things like, I feel like. And as soon as you put that like on there, now we're telling a story about the feeling. I feel like he was mean to me, and now I'm so depressed, or now I'm so anxious, or now I feel so shameful. Instead of, I feel shame, I feel anger, I feel sadness. But the heart sort of becomes this, like, trying to protect itself. So it gets sort of rusted shut. And then it wants and it desires and it feels separate. And the mind is busy trying to do, create, be, make, solve the problem of me. And it kind of gets rusted shut in that same mode. And they're really connected by that sense of doership. We're going to fix this. There's a problem, we're going to fix it. And we approach all of life like that. And we take the mind, which is this beautiful, subtle, like supercomputer, and in this mode, we effectively use it like a rock or a hammer, just going around trying to kill bugs, like problem, problem, problem. But when we start to put curiosity into the mind, when we approach the mind with curiosity and allow it to be what it is, a curiosity sensor, basically. Like the fingers feel and the tongue tastes and the ears hear, the mind explores with curiosity. It also is the perception method for thoughts. So we take those thoughts for ours, and then we start to lose this sense of curiosity because we think our thoughts are telling us something. We're like, I don't really need to be curious. I know, I'm thinking about it. So when we put curiosity into the mind, when we start approaching the mind as a tool, if you will, for curiosity, that becomes like a lubricant on that mind that was rusted shut with beliefs and values. These beliefs and values create this mind-identified sense of self. Again, there's nothing wrong with them. But when we can approach those beliefs and values with curiosity, instead of thinking that they are us, they become a partner on this journey of a deeper non-conceptual knowing of who we are. And then the heart, the lubricant for loosening up the rust of the heart that has got it kind of stuck in fear, trying to protect itself, is compassion. And what's compassion? Compassion isn't sympathy, it's not empathy, it's not pity. It is the felt sense that we are all in this together. It's the very human nature of who we are, part of our original operating system, if you will, that knows we need each other to survive. And that in that deep knowing, that instinctual nature of who we are, we feel deep shame when we feel like we're not a part of a group, or we're not accepted, or we're not part of a tribe, because we feel left out. And that shame it's a feeling, it's experienced as a feeling, but it's very much affected by our thoughts about what other people think of us. So we think other people think poorly of us, and the experience of that brings up shame, which is really, when you get right down to it, just an innocent understanding of the absolute helplessness of who we are. And when you fight that, it comes back with endless ways to make the sense of self feel bad and have new ways to fight it. But when you stop fighting it, when you say, yes, we are all in this together, and we are all heading in the same direction. Or as Ram Dass used to put it, we're all just walking each other home. Now you can start to touch into what the heart really is. That we're all just walking each other home is the felt experience of compassion.